What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I finally can say that I have this monster in hand, and it's thanks to a lot of y'all for putting in the comments and requesting for me to make this monster. And for any other inductions will be made here in a second, because I am going to bring out Red from NES Godzilla Monsters of Monsters and Creepypasta. Hopefully I said that right. Okay, I'm going to set him down real quick so the camera can focus on him. Okay. Now, this monster was a kind of a problem for me to make because of the legs and the tail, and I'll get into that in a few minutes. First up, I want to go over the details on him. See if we can. There we go. The camera kind of focused. Now I did get his little creases or wrinkles in the face, chin, and on the forehead and the eyebrow right here. And there's also a little line going in the back of the head. I did get under the stomach. Kind of seeing like on the pixel version of the pictures that I've seen, showing like the armor right here coming down. I kind of just followed that and kind of used my imagination down here, since you only see him as a flat picture just facing kind of like, not that way, but kind of like this, where you see half of the face. And you don't see really the full length of his tail, because like I just said, he's mostly running, or you just see him kind of like this, and the tail looks real short. But when you take him and turn him, no, that tail is got a good length to him. Now, yes, the legs are kind of messed up. They all were kind of like this leg. Just the back legs, I added a little bit more weight, and that's probably what happened. But I kind of like what happened to the back legs, because yes, he does stand. The legs are supposed to be keeping him right here, and these legs do if I move them back into place like this. But somehow they got warped, or something made them open up. But I kind of like that, because it makes it look like he has like some movement. And the only difference is this leg right here got this curve. So because of it broke a couple of times, and when I went to fix it, it just kind of made it worse. And I kind of just went with it, because it makes it look like he's about to move his arm, and his leg is being pushed out the way a little bit, or it's just running because of that sideways. But when I set him down, you'll see what I mean. See how it looks like he's running and taking a sharp turn, or just moving. So I kind of left it alone. Yes, I know he doesn't look like he's looking up. He's supposed to be about right here. But because of the little incident with the legs, it made him look like he's leaning up. But for sizing and how did I get the measurements for the head, body, and the arms, was actually by this monster, Godzilla 1954 version from the battle pack. I cannot remember the battle pack's specific name, I'm sorry. But this is the mini version, 2.5-inch figure. That's mostly what y'all see me mess with. And he does it, all the legs were at this point. And that's how I got the sizing, as I was going by head to body, like where was his head at for the height, and kind of the diameter, I guess you would call it, and for the body as well, was with this. And when it came to the legs, as y'all just saw me do, holding them up like this, became the height for the legs. With his hands down, like you see in the game, about right here, the legs come up to about his elbow, or a little bit up past his elbow, but right here to here, down So that is where the length and the arms came from. Now the tail did not come from this. It was just when I got the body finished, I looked at some other pictures, and when I noticed the attack with the tail and how long the tail would have to be for him to jump, for the tail to curve down, is where the length came from. Now to get the curve and kind of that side curve going on right here took a while, because at first it was just going to be like the body solid clay all the way through. And yes, I did say that right. You did not hear it wrong. The head and body is completely solid clay. No tinfoil and no tape. And that's where my mistake was. And yes, the legs were supposed to actually came out to here, like they were supposed to, but because of the weight situation, it kept falling. So when I decided to do like in the pictures of the game, when you see them like this, you just see the legs kind of sideways anyways, up against the arms. That's why I went on and did this, and it still looks great. So the tail was going to be like that. I kept putting the divots in, or the ring, or these folds in, and when I went to curve it, about right here or here, the thing would just snap right off, clean through, because you're putting the rings in, you're pushing into it, and all the way around you try moving it, it's just going to break in half. So to fix that, I went on and just put the aluminum wire through. I'm not really sure what the wiring is called for doing stuff like this. I just know it's an aluminum wire. But when I did that and did the rings, and when I went and slowly moved the tail and kind of kept pushing the tail and going like bit by bit, kind of like this, a little bit at a time, it finally came together. And to do that, all I did was took rubber, or was not a rubber tool, but I can't remember, silicone type bit with the flat edge, just push down and move downwards. No, what I did was, hang on, it was this way. I put it kind of at an angle, like you're going to push into it like this, and then just fold upwards. And that is what I used to do the armor, or the hard shell, because he kind of looks like a scorpion because of the legs and the tail type bit, or spider. I'm not really sure what you would, but it's just as armored plating that I did that with. But yes, he does size pretty good with other minifigures that I have that does size with this Godzilla. Now, if you are wondering, was I going to bring Solomon in this video? No, because Solomon is more of a 5 to 6 inch range in the figures, so he would have been standing above him about way up here, and that would not fit. But hopefully I will be able to make a mini version of Solomon that will work with this. Solomon is about the size of Godzilla, or maybe slightly taller, or hair, not slightly, but like a hair or so taller, maybe about right here, a little bit above his head, but still shorter than Red. But yes, before I forget, this was going to have movability. The tail was going to move, legs were going to try and move, and the arms, and I was going to have it with switchable heads, where I could pull the heads off by magnets. But I had some problems with all that, and hopefully one day I will be able to learn to do stuff like that for y'all and for myself. But hopefully y'all do like how Red came out. Now, before I forget and let y'all go, I'm going to talk about the coloring, how I painted him. I used a dark gray for the prime, took black and did just ran it all over the body. Next, I did a dark red, As y'all can see, like all I did was add black to the red and mix it to a color like this, a little bit darker than the main color. Then just went over the body so it'll be in the creases of the folds and everywhere else. And then just took the regular red and dry brushed it all over the figure's body instead, and tried my best not to touch the legs. I might have gotten it on there about up here, but it kind of blends it in it with it a little bit to give it more life. And you see it better like up here. See how it's the dark red and then dry brush with red. And then I took a little bit lighter red and did the highlights like on the face, on the hands, and like on the top of the shell or his back. A little bit on the tail, like on right here and on this side. Tried to get it on this side, but it didn't take as good. But going from dark to light and the light. But yeah, that is my red figure. Now, hopefully I will, if y'all like this video enough, I will actually go on and make more of the bosses that's in the game. I plan to do that anyways, but if y'all like the video, if we get enough likes, say 100 likes on this video, I'll go on and move on to the like the bosses, and even into the sequel to Warlock for Red. But I'm going to let y'all go. I love y'all, and keep safe wherever y'all at. And I will hopefully see y'all next time.